okay. We weren't alone. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord. In a heartbeat, you were gone. Like ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, so unfair, you left me there. Choose the 9:35 from Paris, left with just her aroma from my standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret. And it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. And true to form, I've been trying to set things up until the very last minute, or should I say the last second, and I totally forgot to ask everybody over on Patreon as to which video we should start with and the cover video, but I remembered at about 11:45 and then realised there's something that I haven't done. And I always have this feeling in the back of my mind, but my mind never tells me. But then I remembered, yes, it's quite important. When I was setting up the live stream, I realised when I got to the section for organising the cover videos and getting all the right buttons to click on, I realised that I didn't have any options in there that I had to go and do that. So thank you guys over on Patreon for answering that request, because I can see there have been quite a lot of people who answered the call to give me some suggestions. And yes, we started with Paris Nord, which is my song from my album called Persistence. So you guys can go and check that out if you want to over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And what I have done, I've logged in to PayPal on this screen on the side here. But what's annoying now is on the previous live stream, I could just leave it open there, and then when I tried to access it again or refresh it, it would then show me that I've been logged out. But now, after 5 minutes, it's saying, do you need longer? Because it will log out if you don't respond to something very quickly. So I thought I'd be able to do it like the last live stream, but it seems like they're just constantly against me with any way to access the messages. I'm going to keep on trying with the PayPal thing on the left hand side, logging into my account, because I tried the app, but then it only shows the first 2 lines of the message. So for some people that write quite long messages, I then couldn't read it. So even using the app on my phone wasn't going to work. So I'll just have to try and do it this way. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And because I was setting everything up literally at the last minute, I think normally we're a bit more zoomed in than we are. Let me get the red guy up on screen. I think this is the default video setting, and then we zoom out for the fill jam at the end, if indeed we do have a fill jam. So we are going to be aiming for a particular amount of likes tonight, as always, but let me get everything up on screen as we normally do. First of all, my patrons. So a massive thank you to these people for making it all possible in the first place, live streams, etc. But having a look into the live chat room, we have in there Bob, Tammy, Howard, Kathy, Dawn, Barbara, Laura, Billy again, Carl, Jilly's in there, Dawn, Corey, Vince as well, and Terry, Bella, Paul, Joe, and did I say Barbara before? I say it again. And Karen in there, CW, Lisa A, hello. Thank you for joining me on tonight's live stream. So let's get the likes goal up on screen, see what we're aiming for tonight. It is set at 360, and if we do hit that target, we're going to be having Fill Jam number 48. And this is another thing about the last live stream, is the Fill Jam was a bit weird in that I couldn't hear my guitar and I could hear the backing track. All I can put it down to is that because when I am doing the live stream, I talk quite loudly, and maybe the backing track was too loud coming out the speakers so that I couldn't hear what was going on with my guitar. And I think fortunately I got away with it with the playing, but it's just a bit weird to be playing and not being able to hear what's going on for the synchronization between left and right hand. But anyway, in those kind of cases, you just got to rely on muscle memory. So anyway, we'll see what happens tonight. And it looks like I'm going to keep on getting this alert over to the left-hand side that I have to keep clicking on to keep me logged into PayPal. So if you see me looking over here and then clicking on a button, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. And if you see me looking over here and clicking on a button, that's trying to cancel adverts that YouTube are trying to put on the live stream all the time. So it's almost like I'm in the Wild West. I'm playing a video game where I've got to click on buttons to just cancel things from logging out and cancel adverts or all that kind of stuff. So it's certainly going to keep me on my toes tonight with everything else that I click on and keep going, such as the cover video, which we'll take a look at a little bit later on. The vote for that is between Parisian Walkways and Just Got Lucky by Dokken. So those are the two. I can see that Parisian Walkways is at the moment, in the lead with 58% of the vote. So yes, have your say as to which of those you want to see. We are aiming for 360. Let me get back on topic and let me see how many likes we are at. The moment we have 189 likes. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you could do that as you come through the door, that would be fantastic to get us closer to our target of 360. And it means that we're looking for 170 from now, because there's 190 and I can just about figure that out. It's quite a good number for me to be able to figure out. Now I'm looking on my screen. I don't know if it's just my screen that is doing this, but it looks like it's not filling. Oh no, I just moved it and it's changed. Okay, I was going to say it looks like I've got my live stream feed and then just a rectangle underneath the live stream that was just, it's moved the lycometer. Let me move that over. The number moved. But this is the thing, that it looked like there was a rectangle underneath my video so that it wasn't the right pixel ratio. But it was in fact just lying, and then I moved it and it corrected itself. So it seems like we are good to go, and we can still see the likes, which is great. And we are now at 206. as it just changed when I was about to say it. So that's good. We'll keep an eye on that. And at this point, I always say that you don't have to donate during these live streams or at any time. Just watching the channel is great. Hitting the thumbs up maybe, leaving a comment, introducing yourself into the live chat room during these live streams is great, because then we get to know each other. I get to know your usernames. And I did get a message from Laura a little bit earlier on about the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. That has now passed 1,000 members, which is great. So thank you guys for getting involved on that group. And let me click on this PayPal thing, wanting to log out. I'm going to have to just do that throughout. I think it's every 5 minutes I'm going to have to click on this box. But it means that at least I will be able to see the donations maybe as they come through. Let me see if I refresh this and see if it logs me out or keeps me logged in. And it's kept me logged in, which is good, but I just have to keep on clicking on it in order for that to be the case. Anyway, getting sidetracked again. So, yeah, the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. You can join in with that if you want to. That's where all of the lovely people in the live chat room hang out between live streams. But we did say in the last live stream, I think it was up to about 995 or something like that. So I said that, yeah, we needed 5 more people to get involved over there. And it seems like 5 people have answered the call, which is great. And talking about increasing numbers and a bigger audience and community, all that kind of stuff, we have now hit 324,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So thank you guys for subscribing as well, hitting the notification bell, all of that cool stuff which you will need to do if you want to get notified for all of the videos and all of the live streams. So yeah, that's great. 324,000. I always have to think about the number before saying the number, because it's such a big number that it is, when I do say it, for some reason I did say this last time, I default to 224 or always 200 and something. So I'm kind of missing out 100,000. So yeah, but it is a crazy number. We'll keep on pushing forward, see where we end up. And I remember saying that when we got to 100,000, which seems like a long time ago now, but it actually wasn't that long ago that we're at 300,000. So another 24,000 people getting involved, which is great. And it's great to have you guys on board. All, you know, new subscribers, old subscribers, you name it. Right. Now, when I click on this, they're all going to start cheering again, I believe. And then I turn them off on the button to stop them from screaming out. So, right, this is it. Hopefully we're back to the normal screen. 230 likes I can see on the screen, which is good. It means we're looking for another 130. The 3s and the 2s, because we just had the subscriber count on screen, I was getting the 3s and the 2s confused with that. But anyway, I've done the mathematics, as I'm going to be calling it now, rather than maths, because I know that people call it math, but generally a lot of people just say, well, here they say maths, but mathematics, I guess that's a term that works for everybody, because do you say mathematics over in the USA? You can let me know in that live chat room if you do say mathematics, or whether it's mathematic, because you get rid of the S on maths. You call it math. So is it mathematic? I'm going to do multiple mathematic equations. Or mathematical equations. Yeah, I don't know how it would work without the S. So, anyway, let me click on that again. It seems like, I would say that PayPal, even though it's security conscious, if I have logged in, to say, for example, I was looking at transaction and I was writing them down and making sure that everything was right for tax reasons, all that kind of stuff, it seems like 5 minutes, it actually seems less than that, is a very short time to then keep on stopping you looking at what you're looking at. And then you have to click, no, I want to stay logged in. And then you can be looking at it again. Then it'll say, oh, do you want to stay logged in? Yes, I'm logged in because I want to be logged in. And I did put in a password when I logged in, so it can only be me being logged in. And I received a text on my phone. This is the other thing, that because I've got the 2-factor authentication, it has to be me in order to log in. I even have a fingerprint thing on my phone, so I can log in that way, so that they definitely know it's me logging in, but it's still trying to lock me out of my own account every 5 minutes. And I have checked on the internet, there's no way of changing that. They are always going to keep on logging you out for safety, but maybe 10 minutes would be better, you know. Give me a bit of a chance to do what I'm doing. So anyway, I will address the donations that have come through on PayPal first, because the ones in the super chat window do stay there. And let me get the donations tab up on screen, because I do say that you don't have to donate, of course, but if you can't resist, between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, and that's in the description below if you want to find that. And I think I did update that last time during the live stream. Can't remember what I typed, but it went along those lines of saying that 3 to 5% went to PayPal. But let's get into PayPal before it tries to log me out again. So we had a donation that came in right at the end of the last live stream, and this was from Diane, who donated £39.15. So thank you for that. And the message was, I watch you frequently. I'm a former professional musician, female lead singer, keyboard player. I toured in the 80s in Southeastern America. I just turned 61, and I just want to say how much I enjoy that you are a true musician. So thank you for that, Diane. And this is the great thing about messages and comments that we get. I did say in the last live stream how, did I mention this, or maybe I didn't mention this? Maybe I didn't mention this. I did mention it over on Patreon, but I mention it anyway because the person emailing me, maybe I mentioned it, I can't remember, but they wanted to remain anonymous. This is why I'm thinking whether I mentioned it or not. I probably didn't, but yeah, they wanted to remain anonymous, but they had an inside line production-wise to one of the things that I mentioned in a particular video, and it was on a particular artist. I'm not going to go into details because of the anonymity of this person and keeping that. So yeah, the person said that, really enjoyed your video on this particular artist and auto-tune, and they were just confirming that yes, that was used on what I was talking about, and the fact that himself, but also somebody else that he knew who's a producer, said to the record label to not use it because it's going to make it sound ridiculous. And it did sound ridiculous, as I said in my video, but he was just letting me know that, well, first of all, that yes, what I'm saying on the channel in that particular case, but across the board, is true about autotune and pitch correction. But we know that because we can see it, and that's why I use the pitch monitoring software so that everyone can see it very clearly. But yeah, it is great to have that confirmed from an actual producer that it was being used. So anyway, this is the point that, yeah, the people that we get watching the videos, I mean, it's great because we have, with Diane here, professional musicians, and, some of the people that have actually analysed who watch the channels as well, which is great. And then just music fans, which is great as well, because it means that everyone gets to have a discussion and you get points of view from lots of different communities, not only from the professional side of things, but then what the fans and the community or the communities to do with a particular artist think about what's happening with their favorite artist, for example, being auto-tuned and pitch corrected, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you for that, Diane. And Rebecca donated £15.66. This might have been a CD order because I think that's around, the same thing that comes through from my website. But anyway, Rebecca said, thanks for all the great music, rock on. So thank you for that, Rebecca. And going through, we then had one from Nicole, who donated £12.34. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message was, hello, Phil. For your analysis, very appreciate. I love your high voices. Sometimes you enrich the live. Cheers, rock. So thank you for that. And yeah, well, this is the thing that with the analysis videos, sometimes when I'm looking at a female vocalist, I'll go to demonstrate a vocal and not actually realise that it's, it's very high. So I have to start doing, high voices, or at least attempt them to simulate what's going on. But anyway, thank you for that. Laura has donated £2. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, goods and services, this is a test to see if you get notified. So at the moment, I think the notifications are just all over the place, because the emails that I received for PayPal donations tonight were, I just had 2 of them. And when I then logged into PayPal, I can see that there's about 7 or 8. So yeah, not sure what's going on. Again, I'm going to have to try and figure out what's going on. It's just getting time to do it at the moment. That's the problem that I have, getting into, contacting PayPal, waiting for a reply and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, customer service. I haven't really got the time to be doing that at the moment. But yeah, I will try and find some time and find a window somewhere to try and find out what's going on. But Laura then donated £2 again and said, goods and services, test number 2 to see if you get notified. So thank you for that, Laura. And I didn't get notified for those. I'm looking at it in my account. And Janice has donated £20 as well. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, Phil, a buster. Could you please tell... Oh, maybe that A shouldn't have been there, because sometimes it puts it into the message when I'm looking at it from PayPal. It says, Phil, buster, could you please tell us why it seems to be so much harder nowadays to do a cover song? I remember you said that you even hired someone to help out with this and still got nowhere. Thanks. So yeah, I hired a company to do it, not just one person, but a company on the internet who are supposed to go and make contact with copyright owners in order to get an agreement for then, yourself to be able to release a cover or a covers album. And that's a process that you've got to go through. You've got to get the permission from the copyright owner. But like I said on a previous live stream, I think a lot of people just release their cover songs and their cover videos. Well, on YouTube it's all covered anyway, so if you release a cover video on YouTube, then there are copyrights to cover that instantly goes to the copyright owner anyway, and you don't make any money from it, and that's just the deal. So yeah, with the covers on YouTube, that's covered. But if you were trying to make a cover CD and release that CD so that people could buy your CD of cover songs, you've now got to have an agreement. That's not covered by anything other than an agreement with the writer of the song. So that's why I said on that live stream before that I think lots of people are just releasing CDs illegally of them doing lots of cover songs, because trying to get an agreement with the copyright owner, the person who wrote it in the first place, is really difficult. And that's the problem that I came up with. And so this company that said that they could do it, obviously they can't do it. And yeah, I paid them the money, and then it never turned into anything. And yeah, sadly, because I then became so busy, it's just like everything, that I'm so busy, I can't chase up things myself in order to say, oh, what's going on with this, and then taking ages to reply, and then there being a problem, me having to email more. So yeah, that's something that if I had a team, maybe they'd be able to kind of chase that up. But yeah, that's something that sadly, and it took me ages to get to the point, because you've got to upload all of the lyrics that you've sung. You've got to upload obviously a link to your video. You've got to give them how long the video is, and anything else that you're doing with it, the imagery. You've got to explain what you're doing, because all of this has to be sent to the copyright owner so they know what your video entails, so that they can either agree to it or not agree to it. So I had to do loads of work for it, and then it didn't turn into anything. And I think the problem is when you've put loads of work into something and nothing's happening and it's taking ages, when you're really busy, you kind of think, oh, I haven't got time to be messing around with all that stuff. I've got to focus on, A, B, C, D, E, F, just the list of different jobs that I have to do. So, yeah, sadly, that's something that was not even really put on the back burner. I've paid my money and they still haven't delivered it to me. So it's still in their, the ball's in their court to actually give what they promised that they would. But anyway, don't get me started on companies not providing something that they say they will. So anyway, thank you for that, Janice. And so yeah, the problem is when you're selling a CD for profit, that's where it's illegal unless you have an agreement with the copyright owner in order to do that, and you've then worked out your percentage splits via a contract. So yeah, if somebody's releasing a CD and they don't have literally an agreement with every owner of every song on that album, then yeah, it's not a legal thing. So anyway, thank you for that. Cindy has donated £20 as well, so thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is, hi Phil, since I haven't figured out yet how to donate more hours into your day, this will have to do. So thank you for that. And this is something I said over on Patreon, because we've just passed 324,000 subscribers. Then it's it's a lot of work just keeping up with everything. But obviously, well, ever since 300,000, there's now 24,000 more people watching, and obviously a few of them are messaging me, emailing, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did say that more and more messages I'm having to try and answer in the same 24-hour period that I have in a day, because I haven't figured out yet how to add a few more hours to the day, because that would really help me out with getting everything finished. So thank you for that, Cindy. And Tammy donated £20 as well, so thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 324,000 subscribers. If an alien civilization wanted to learn about music, which will be the first song you will show them? So thank you for that, Tammy. And yeah, I think with this is alien chat again. With aliens, yeah, I don't think explaining or showing them a song would necessarily help all that much, because I'm sure that aliens would interpret music, or what we call music, as frequencies. So when I say that, just quickly to explain about frequencies, I always say about 440 hertz equal temperament. So 440 hertz, that is a frequency. And the higher the frequency, the higher the note, or the pitch of what you're hearing. So the lower the frequency, the lower the pitch of what you're hearing. So when we're talking about 440 hertz, that is that's what we call an A. We're calling it that particular frequency, we're calling that in standard tuning, equal temperament. Humans call that an A. And it means that everything is tuned. So imagine you're playing your piano, and when you go to A4, some people call it A4 40 hertz, because it's the fourth A on the keyboard. So it's the fourth octave. So you press that key, and that resonates at, or vibrates at, 440 hertz, the frequency. So that's a finite value. That's what it is. That sound is that frequency. So if you were saying to an alien, right, this is an A, and they'd say, oh no, that's 440 hertz. And you say, oh no, but we call it an A. And they'll say, well, why do you call it an A? It's 440 hertz. So they'd probably refer to frequencies as what they are. They haven't given them, letters of an alphabet that they don't understand. So this is the thing, that in order to, I think, communicate with aliens about music, you would have to talk to them about music, because they might have their own language, and they'd probably refer to it as frequencies rather than letters, because they don't know our alphabet. So you'd have to break down music into frequencies, and then you would be able to communicate with them about it, because then they'd understand the vibrations and how many vibrations you get to that frequency and to that level. Because you're saying, right, 440 hertz, and they'll say, oh, that's this sound, and we say, yes, we call that an A. I'm assuming they can speak English, but then they'll say, well, why do you call that an A? It's 440 hertz. They would say, oh, because we use instruments that have a certain amount of keys, and we just put a letter to each key, and then once we get to G, we then start again. And they'll say, well, why don't you just call it the frequencies all the way up, because then there's no confusion as to what's going on. And then we can say, yeah. And then they'll say, of course, well, why are you doing everything to 440 hertz? Why don't you just do the frequencies? And so, well, very good question, but that's just the way it is. That's how music has developed. So we're not that complicated to think about it in frequencies. But so, yeah, I don't think playing them a song, it would just be to them lots of frequencies. They'd probably be able to tell you exactly which frequency is going off when. And this is the other thing, just relating this to the analysis videos and the pitch monitoring software that we use to have on screen, whenever you see the yellow line on screen, you will see at the top the frequency of the note that is being plotted at that time. And it moves really quickly, but because the frequency is always changing, and even when a singer's holding a straight note, the frequency will be moving because it's not auto-tune pitch corrected, but we won't get started with all of that. So that's another thing you can look out for. It might be at the top of the screen. Sometimes I do crop the video because it's not really important to see that, but that will show you a number that's changing all the time. As you know, me talking here, for example, and I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to get the pitch monitoring software up on screen so I can demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. And again, this is how aliens would see pitches and everything going on. And I don't know, oh, this isn't going to be close enough. I'm not sure whether this is going to be able for you to see it at the top. There should be next to the note, if I go D3, I'm trying to hold it, oh, you won't be able to see. But this is, oh, I can't really get it. But there'll be a frequency to the right of the note that moves with the note. You probably can't see it, and it's probably reflecting on the screen anyway, but you'll have to take my word for it that it's jumping from 170, 200, 300, 200, 300. So it's always telling you what the frequency is of the noise that you're making. So there you go. That's something to look out for in the analysis videos, but I think that's how aliens would refer to sound and music as frequencies rather than what we've developed on this earth. So that's probably, maybe that's gone over lots of people's heads. Don't know what I'm talking about, but this is, it's a complicated thing, sound and frequencies. But anyway, so let me see where we are at with this. And so thank you, Tabby, for that donation. And Ghislaine has donated £11.46. So thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, I need you to make me smile. I lost my sister yesterday. She died at 8 p.m. I miss you for now, on much love and rock. So thank you for that, Ghislaine. And I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm sure that everybody's thoughts are with you in that live chat room as well. And thank you for that donation. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, I really enjoyed the Janis Joplin analysis this week. Congrats on 324,000 subscribers. You're amazing. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that, Debbie, as well. And yes, Janis Joplin. I mean, what a unique voice that is. Well, I say that is from the analysis video, but what a great voice she had. But also, when I say about her having a unique voice, this is something that a few people have said in the comment section, that it wasn't their cup of tea. Her voice, obviously having that raspiness to her voice, and having what is an aggressive sound, because she's belting in chest voice, and having that raspiness to it, for some people it's not something that they're particularly into, but they still do refer to the fact that it was a unique voice, that you just know that voice when you hear it. So I mean, Janis just had fantastic voice, and also hit pitches really accurately, and that's what we said in that analysis video, that you don't even notice it because she was so freeform with her delivery that it wasn't regimented, hitting, just holding straight notes, but she'd hit notes so regularly that's what just made it great. That's what made it sound, obviously relevant pitch-wise, but then her tone and the kind of gravelly sound to it that she could also get, just makes it totally unique. So thank you for that, Debbie. And Carla has donated £3 as well, so thank you for that. And the message is, keep up the fantastic work, Phil. So yes, I will do my best, but thank you guys for those donations. As I say, you don't have to donate, but it seems like as long as I keep on clicking off to the left here, that it will stay logged in. And I think it might be updating in real time. So yeah, we might be able to keep that going on the left hand side. But yeah, I know that there have been donations in the super chat window as well, so thank you guys for those. And maybe we can get a spike of the lights going on in that live chat room, because I can see we're at 291. We are closing in on our target of 360. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you haven't done that yet, that would be great. Right, let's jump into those, because Paul donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is 324,000 subscribers. So I almost said 200 there, and I just instantly changed it to 3. So yeah, 324,000 subscribers. Yay, spike those likes, all y'all. Great idea, Paul. And yes, let's have a plug of the mug. We haven't had that in a while, it seems like. But if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then you can do. There should be a tray underneath this video. You can click on any item there. But if you don't have a tray underneath this video, then there's a link in the description below, which will take you through to the spring.com store. And we have seen a few purple Wings of Pegasus t-shirts flying around. And yeah, that'll be over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. If you are a Facebook user, you can join in there. If you do have a picture of yourself with any of your merchandise, then you can upload it over there. So yes, thank you for that, Paul. Stardust Unicorn, support banter Wings of Pegasus have donated $1.99. Thank you for that. And the message is vibes again. So thank you. Marsha has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Marsha. And the message is, how's the weather there? So the weather here, it's not too bad. It wasn't as hot as I feared, because I put away the air conditioning unit and take about an hour to get it out again and set it all up again, which means, of course, that my Apollo 13 edits that I made to it to get it to be in another room, but then to filter through to this room, I had to obviously take that all apart to package it all up and make sure it didn't take up too much space to fit it into the cupboard that I was trying to fit it into. But anyway, it wasn't too bad. I'd say that the temperature got to maybe 27, 28, something like that. So, it's not in the 30s. It's when it's kind of 30s, maybe mid 30s, the things get, a little bit uncomfortable. And that's where I kind of need the air conditioning going. But, it didn't get too bad. And I think it might be staying around 20 to 25, which I know it's crazy. As they've said on TV that, at no point has it, I think, well, people always say ever, but I think that the warmest day was back in 2018. So, unlike it being just a freak one-off thing that happened in like 1913, and then the world went back to kind of normal, it seems like, now, within 5 years, we've hit another record for this this time so late in the year of hitting a warm temperature. But it's still, I went outside yesterday and it still felt like a summer evening. And I saw on the news that people were still swimming in outside pools. So that gives you an idea as to how warm it is, or it was. I think it's still about that temperature now. So people are swimming in unheated pools, by the way, when they're outdoors in the UK. It means that, they're not heated. So just the water was warm enough to go out and swim in. Just because of the weather. So it's all a bit crazy, and I'm sure this winter that it'll be crazy again with freezing temperatures. I think last year we had minus 11, something like that. So that's kind of the coldest I can ever remember. So anyway, yes, thank you for that, Marsha. That's what the weather's like. Vera has donated $50 as well, so thank you for that, Vera. And that is a straight up donation, and it's got the number 1 next to it, so thank you for that. So I believe that means it's Vera's first donation in that super chat window. So yes, it's much appreciated. Safe Money Trends has donated $20 as well. So thank you for that. And that is a straight up donation as well. And Stardust Unicorn has donated again $5. And the message is, spike the likes, people. Great idea. 304, meaning we need 56 more people to get involved with the live stream and get into that live chat room and hit that thumbs up to maybe have a fill jam at the end of the live stream. And For that, I am still plugged into the amp that I used last time because I'm determined to try and figure out what happened last time to see if I can get the levels any better. But I think because I did listen back to the last Phil Jam on the last live stream to see what the levels were like, and in the computer, and from your guys' perspective listening to it all, if anything, the guitar was a little bit loud, I thought. So, yeah, I didn't know how that worked. It's an audio illusion that I couldn't hear it, but then through the computer it's actually quite loud. But I know that with the other amps, sometimes it's not loud enough, and it's a real struggle to try and get the levels so that you guys can hear the guitar clearly. But because the amp back there was loud enough, I think, well, I'm more inclined to play through that because obviously you want to hear what's going on, or, you know, depending on the backing track, maybe it's not wise, but yeah, but that's the point of it. We just have a play along, see what happens. But anyway, yes, thank you for that, Stardust Unicorn, and John has donated $10 as well, so thank you for that, John. The message is, I'm not a musician, but I enjoy your work here very much. Thank you, and thank you, John. So, Ro is going through saying, I like the levels from last time. So thank you for that, Ro. And yeah, this is why I'm going to try it again tonight, because I think the levels work. Because I don't spend loads of time setting up the sound. I mean, if I did that, this live stream would probably go on for half an hour or 45 minutes longer, because I can't hear it back to adjust it. So we just kind of have to guesstimate with the levels that I can see on screen. So yeah, this is why it's very difficult to judge, but because last time was probably a good mix, or at least better than we've had before, that's why I want to keep it with the other amp and see if tonight's mix is good, and if you can hear it, then yeah, I'll persevere with that, and then it's just a case of me sorting my mix out here. And I mean, this is the thing about playing live as well that I say in lots of analysis videos, that the out front sound, like the front of house sound, or like in front of the stage, that sound can be totally different to what you're hearing on stage, because sometimes you can be performing and, you know, it can be a great sound on stage and you think, yeah, oh wow, this is amazing, and then you listen to people who have recorded, or their footage that they've recorded from the gig, and it sounds awful, and you think, oh no, you know, it's just really bassy or something. So yeah, what you hear on stage is totally different, and vice versa. So it means that people in the audience are having a great time, great mix, and then on stage all you can hear is just, you know, maybe bass, and you can't even really hear the drums, or you can only hear drums and you can't hear the bass, you can't hear your guitar, and then yeah, worst case scenario is you can't hear your own voice and you can't hear your singing. So that's why I have in-ear monitors, and that's why lots of people have in-ear monitors, so that they can hear exactly what's going on, and also to have a mix of the band when you trust the person who is behind the sound desk, which is always, yeah, bit of a dodgy situation potentially if you don't trust the person, because they can really mess things up, because they can make you effectively go deaf if they're getting just too much signal going into your ears. Yeah, I've mentioned that story before about, yeah, somebody almost deafening me because I got feedback in my in-ears because they'd pushed the mixing desk up to just a ridiculous volume, with my in-ears feed still attached. So yeah, that's why I always then, from then on, did it independently myself and just controlled the volume to myself, and then the feed then went out to the desk. So that's what I did. Anyway, right, I think we are maybe going to jump into the cover video for tonight. What I will do is just do a quick refresh of this page over here, because it means that it stays logged in, which it has done, which is great. And another donation has just come in, and this is from FK Scoble, or Scoble. So thank you for that. I haven't got a first name with that, but thank you for that. And the message is, loving the analysis vids. Also, gorgeous Maton. I can see it. And I've got and hashtag 39s. It's kind of gone into a weird bit in the message, which sometimes happens on PayPal, unfortunately. But I think it's saying about the Queensland maple on the sides, maybe. and asking about model as well. So yeah, this is, as long-time viewers will know, this is a guitar that was sent to me. Yes, by Mario. So yeah, I'm eternally grateful to him for that. And so yeah, in terms of the specifics of it, I have not that I can remember off the top of my head, but I have, for people who have asked for comments, I have looked up the serial number, all that kind of stuff. But because it was a guitar that was sent to me, I don't have all of the specifics on it. So it's something that somebody else, probably somebody in Australia who knows mating guitars a lot better than I do, would be able to be able to advise on that. Because I mean, it's great as well. You probably can't see it behind here, and it's plugged in. So tonight's Phil Jam will be with the gem, but Mario sent me the gem as well. So yeah, I'm eternally grateful to Mario for that. But I mean, what I can say about the mating guitar is that it's the nicest, the best acoustic guitar that I've ever played. And that's probably saying something, because I've played a lot of acoustic guitars. So yeah, and Maton, because I don't know, here in the UK, it's not a guitar that is stocked a lot. Because I used to teach in a guitar shop, and it's a relatively decent sized shop. We have Yamaha guitars in there, and the standard kind of Ibanez as well, but there'd be Les Pauls on the wall, Fender Strats, Tellys there, and the acoustic guitars, some of the Takaminis went up to £1,500–2,000, but I'd never seen a Maton before. Before I was actually sent one. So yeah, once I played that, I thought, hang on, what's going on with this? Because it's such a nice feel, such a nice action. So yeah, for me, I was then converted as soon as I started playing the Maton. Behind me, which is over that shoulder, I'm always looking at a reversed image of everything. So yeah, really nice guitars, and quite expensive as well. So that's what I mean about Mario very kindly sending me that and the gem. So yeah, that was just great to get my hands on, and you'll see that I use that for the analysis videos for anything that's on acoustic because of its playability. So yeah, thank you for that. Maybe sometimes when there are donations, if you can sign it off with your first name, if it is a donation that I'm not that familiar with. Some people have names, but then I know the names to say at the end. But yeah, with that, thank you for that, FK Scoble, for that particular donation. Right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, and let me see what's going on here. I think it might be Parisian Walkways that we're going to be jumping into relatively soon. And yes, Parisian Walkways, 55% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting for that one and requesting that over on Patreon in the first place. Obviously, it's my version of the Gary Moore classic. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Hello.
Oh, and there we have it. Sometimes at the end of the videos, as you guys know, that the original video that I've just taken from YouTube, I then go through my patrons as they were back then. So yeah, I almost got the timing right because I have to end the video at exactly the right point so that we don't go into the patrons, but sometimes I let it play on. Anyway, yes, there was a donation that came through from Karen that I think I skipped over by accident, so thank you for this, Karen. And the message was, "Hi Phil, congrats on hitting 324,000 subscribers. Some of us are wondering if perhaps a Phil bobblehead and a t-shirt with your famous sayings could be added to your merchandise. Many thanks for what you do. Cheers, Karen." So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, with the merchandise, it's pretty much if Spring do that particular product, then I can add it, and I just need to kind of upload the imagery for it and however it's going to look. So yeah, I don't know if they do bobbleheads. It's something I'm going to have to look for. A t-shirt with, well, I wouldn't say they're famous sayings, but maybe a few people know what I say. So yeah, again, that's something that I'd have to design. I think pretty much with everything, it's just getting the time to do everything. Just having a set, yeah, even like a 15-20 minute period where I can sit down and go, right, I'm going to do that. At the moment, everything is constant. And even when I think I've finished something, there'll be something else that I think, oh no, I haven't done that. And then once I've finished that, I go, oh, and then there's that to do. And then I think, oh, and now I've got to do that. And then, oh, there's, yeah, it is constant. There's always another, oh, I haven't done that, you know. So yeah, this is why I have 2 admin days, but even the admin days are just absolutely full on at the moment. So yeah, it's just having the time to do it. And I have to try and figure something out, because I know that people, probably most YouTube channels and people that have over 300,000 subscribers maybe have at least one other team member that do stuff for them, but they get employed probably to do that, unless, you know, I don't have a friend who, you know, lives really close that will do it all for free. So yeah, it's kind of thinking about, yeah, how I would get somebody else to help along with these kinds of things who isn't going to get paid, because yeah, that's something I can't afford to, you know, literally pay somebody a salary. So at the moment, I'm just having to still do everything myself, and just do the best that I can with it. So I know that people do ask about, you know, are you going to do more cover videos? Can you do more original music? Can you do more cartoons? Can you do more merchandise? You know, you can do a cover video album, and people are constantly asking me to do more of a particular thing, but at the moment I'm just full on. I don't have time to then start, you know, I want to do this guitar course as well, but obviously I haven't started doing that because just getting the time to do it. So that was just 6 things that I just rattled off there, but there are plenty more things that people are asking me, and of course future analysis videos, but people then asking me to do an interview with a particular artist, you know. So yeah, people are wanting me to do more analysis videos, more interview videos, more jams. But we do fit those into the live stream, so at least we can kind of cover that one or tick that off. So but anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And then we had a donation from Laura that's come in as well for £3.91. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, what kinds of things should a new guitarist look for in a first guitar? Weight, neck shape, etc. So I'd say just playability. Just pick a guitar that suits your physiology, your genetics, so that you can reach across the fretboard easily and it's not too big, and it's just comfort of playing, really. And once you do find a guitar that is easier for you to play or doesn't feel too difficult, make sure that you get light strings on there as well, because you don't want to make it any harder to play than it needs to be. So yeah, have some light strings like 10s for an acoustic, and, you know, 9s for an electric, or even 8s. And I know that, well, at least not that I've ever played with 7s, but I know that they do exist somewhere, so you can get super light strings on your guitar if you want them. But yeah, so that's what actually, I think I started to play acoustic with 11s and then went down to 10s, and then electric guitar I always had super slinky strings. That's what my dad used to use, so then I started using those as well. So those are 9s. But yeah, just playability is what it's all about when you're starting out. And I'd say pretty much for then, if you get a tone that you like with the strings that are easily playable for you, then yeah, why not stick with it? You don't make playing guitar any harder than it needs to be. So thank you for that, Laura. And Selena has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Selena. Right, and there's another donation in the Super Chat window, which is from David for $5. Thank you for that, David. The message is, hi, Phil. Are you currently writing songs for a new CD? Many blessings. So thank you for that, David. And as I've just mentioned, yeah, it's getting time to do everything. It's just going to be impossible for me to do any more cover videos, all that kind of stuff, and yeah, original songs and albums and recording. My album that I did called Persistence took me about 6 months because I do everything myself. So it means that yeah, doing the playing, the playing, the recording, the production, and mixing. Just getting everything down took about 6 months, and that was when I was teaching guitar. So I wasn't doing this full time. I was just trying to spend as much time as I could doing my album outside of teaching, and that was again just an everyday thing. Maybe 2 or 3 hours a day if I could fit it in doing my album. So, and that took about 6 months. So yeah, if I were to try and do another album, it means that everything that I'm doing here would come to a halt. And yeah, sadly, it means that, I'm not kind of a millionaire. It means that I can't just stop doing everything and stop all income. I've got to pay bills and all that kind of stuff. So I've got to just keep on doing what I'm doing as much as I can. And yeah, if I disappeared for 6 months, then I know definitely. Actually, I've missed one video, and that's enough for YouTube to then start prioritizing other channels and not actually telling my subscribers that I've released a video. So I think I missed a video on a Wednesday, and then on the Friday video nobody got notified for it, or I say nobody, maybe 100 people got it. So YouTubers like this, the algorithm, if you don't keep releasing videos when you normally do, which for me is a Wednesday and a Friday and a Sunday, if you don't release videos then, you'll start to get lost, and not only lost on YouTube, but lost to your own audience who have specifically said that they want to get notified for the videos. It won't notify, even hitting the bell. So I know that I've got to do that. I've got to upload on those days for people who have hit the notification bell to get notified for my videos. So sadly, I mean, it is like being held to ransom by YouTube that I've got to keep on doing it, literally 3 days of the week. And it probably counts for the live streams as well. If it counts for the analysis videos, it probably counts on a Tuesday and a Saturday. If I miss a live stream, then again, people won't get notified for my videos. And I've got to keep on doing that, because the views and every subscribers, obviously it's through traffic to my website, and then album orders and t-shirt, merchandise, everything that's going on, then people are buying, and thank you guys for buying the merchandise and buying my CDs, downloading my album, all that kind of stuff. That's an essential income for me to just live day to day. So if I wasn't then getting that through traffic, because obviously regular viewers, they've already bought the album, so they've got it, whereas it needs to be a constant thing for me to be able to pay bills. It means that I need constantly people to be buying my album. But if I don't get that through traffic of people from the analysis videos, then to my website, then to buying my album, if I don't get that, it means that my income obviously stops. And it means if I was to do that for 6 months, I would have to go back to teaching guitar probably and just knock the YouTube thing on their head. So yeah, that's just the situation at the moment and how it is. I mean, it'd be great in the future to do something else, but I'm kind of waiting for something to pop up that is going to be financially viable, that is going to cover me. So it means that it doesn't matter that I'm not now getting the thousands of people through the channel, and then kind of buying my album in order to keep, because like I said, that is essential for me. Even though it's kind of merchandise and my own music and downloads, that is a big portion of my pie, that goes towards paying bills and keeping everything sustainable, as is your support over on Patreon. Without that, then I wouldn't be doing this, because that is a substantial part of everything that I do and allow me to do it. But I do rely on those on the through traffic from YouTube. At the moment I can't do that, unfortunately, but maybe in the future at some point. So yes, I can see that we're at 355 likes at the moment. Let me just quickly jump into Picture Corner, because it's 7 minutes past midnight here. Right, let me just click on this over here on PayPal to keep that ticking over to make sure that it doesn't log me out. And now we will look at Picture Corner to see what's going on in there tonight. And it is at this point that I realise that I haven't set up anything for Picture Corner. That's the thing that was at the back of my mind. I was thinking, right, have I set this up? And I wasn't actually thinking about Picture Corner. I was thinking about just something that wasn't actually registering. But anyway, this is what I'd forgotten to do. So let me see if I can do it live. We need to get the desktop capture and the free screen going. Let's grab that, put it down to there. And now what do I do? Do I click on this? And that is going to do. I mean, that's kind of almost in the middle of the screen, but you guys can see it, which is the most important part of it. And I found it. Here we go. We can grab it there, move it around. So anyway, this is Suzanne, who has uploaded this picture. Thank you for that, Suzanne. And she's holding the Wings of Pegasus album, which I was just mentioning about the albums. And the albums I do. This is another thing that takes a bit of time. I do sign them, obviously, if they orders for a signed album, then I sign them and write my little message on there, sign the CD as well, and send them off myself. So this is the other thing, that takes a bit of time, and you guys on Patreon will know that I do updates on a Monday and a Thursday, and generally I'm saying that I'm getting the CD orders up to date. That's certainly... I did used to make the CDs, and that took even longer. So when I got a CD order, I would print off on photo paper the album, cut it up with scissors, glue it together. So there are some of those albums out there that I literally did by hand. I actually made it from the ground up. So now I order them because obviously a few more orders are coming through than used to come through. So now I get them made in bulk, but I still do sign them and send them off myself. So thank you for this, Suzanne. And there was another picture that came through, and this is something that maybe you guys can look at over on Facebook, because not that I want to cause any issues on the live streams, but it is Janice in her hoodie looking like she's flashing. And I don't know whether it's the same in the USA, but flashing here in the UK means that you don't have any clothes on, and you generally it's like weird old men that go round, not this irregular thing, but they wear a big coat and they have nothing underneath, and they kind of just flash, open the coat up and show everybody. And here, that is a crime. That is an arrestable offence. So like I said, I don't want to cause any issues on the YouTube channel by showing something that is depicting that. That was Janice's picture, so thank you for uploading that. And by the way, you'll be able to see it on Facebook. She isn't facing the camera, she's facing the other way with the Wings of Pegasus hoodie on. And I guarantee you that if she did this in the UK, she would probably get arrested. Even though she might turn around, she might have clothes on, but it's just the thing that the picture is suggesting. So anyway, there we have it. So just that one picture tonight, and the other one that didn't make it on I don't know what grounds you'd call it, but on filtering grounds, maybe on YouTube filtering grounds, who knows. But anyway, thank you for that, Suzanne. And if you guys are Facebook users and you want to upload yourself with any of your merchandise, modelling it, then you can do, just head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and Laura will link me to the particular picture. Right. Oh, 11 minutes past midnight, and we have hit the goal for tonight. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And if you are watching this on catch up in the future, you can still hit that thumbs up. Every single thumbs up really does help this channel to grow and for the live streams to get out there a little bit more. But yeah, leave a comment as well. Why not? Right, we are going to be jumping into... because when I plug in the amp, it makes this kind of, buzzing or hissing sound throughout the live stream in the background. And because I've got sensitive ears, it really annoys me, even though some people might not be able to hear it. If people turn up their speakers, they'll probably be able to hear the interference of the amp, or at least that's what was happening. So at the moment, the mic is not plugged in. And I'm going to, while I plug it in, obviously I'm going to turn off the feed here so that you don't get this massive pop and everyone gets deafened. So I'm going to show you a picture, and this picture is something that came up on screen here in the UK whenever channels either lost connection or, say for example, and this is a BBC channel. So back in the day, and I remember this picture, so back in the day when the transmission would stop, and say for example they stopped at like 11 or midnight, this would then be shown overnight because they didn't have any shows, because there was only 4 channels to begin with. So, or yeah, just 1 or 2 channels on BBC. So they'd show this picture while nothing was going on, and it's called a test card. So let me see if I can get the... Let's see if I can get the music from the picture corner to go on in the background to go with this picture. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you look at this while I just do my wiring for the fill jam. So I'm just going to do that now. So I'm going to disappear from the audio for a few seconds. And there we go. I am back. So that is, just so that you guys don't go deaf, because I'm sure lots of people have had that in the past where you have a speaker that isn't plugged in yet, or is maybe plugged in at the wall and it's turned on, but obviously it's got no power. And then as soon as you turn it on, you get this boom, the sudden surge of electricity and that pop that happens. So I didn't want that to happen. And I might have missed some ads tonight trying to stop them. I've just skipped that one because I'm constantly over here trying to refresh the PayPal screen. So yeah, that's why I might have missed that. Right, let's grab this and get myself organised for... Ooh, it's kind of in tune. It'll have to do. Right, let me go to... Where are we at for tonight's Fill Jam? Number 48, which is this one. Oh, did I click on the right one? We've got an advert, so let me mute that. And while the advert's playing, even though I can skip it, this is from Q Jam Tracks. That is the channel. And it's backing track Steve I style Dreamy E Lydian / A Lydian mode. So, well, at least we've got the right guitar for this. And I have to zoom in with this so that people, and then I cross my legs so that you can see the guitar a little bit more clearly. Right, right, let's unmute that. Oh, and this is apparently learn all about the Lydian mode, Lydian scales, Lydian pentatonic concept, Lydian arpeggios. So, yeah, as I have said before, I'll tell you what, let me grab this over here. Might be able to use some wah-wah at some point. Yeah, I don't worry about modes and scales. We just see what happens. Let's have a listen. Get my seat in the right place so I can actually access this. So can you hear this? nice change. Oh, I didn't check how long this is. Oh, it's like 10 minutes and 52. It's going to be a bit long. I'm not sure whether we'll play along to this whole thing. Oh, zoom out. Did I zoom in? Come on, Mr. Cameraman, where are we? Oh, I zoomed in rather than zoomed out. Apologies for that, so you can't even see what I'm playing. So, let's get back to what we were doing. That was a bit lucky with the chord changes. Actually went quite well. I was waiting for the change. I know it happens somewhere. Okay, I'm not sure how long this is going on for. We might... It's already 22 minutes past midnight here, so it's going on a little bit long. Might try and do a little bit more, I think. Just throw in a few extra notes, see what happens. See how close we are to the end. Oh, we've only got like 50 seconds. So we're just going to have to work our way through. I don't know whether this is going to fade out or what. Pictures have come up. Oh, and it's just gonna fade out. Okay, so we're not gonna have an ending. That is just what it was. That was a very long one, but we did kind of get away with it. We played, and I could hear my guitar. That's the main thing to take from tonight's Fill Jam. I could actually hear my guitar, which is great. So There we go. That was the Q Jam Tracks channel on YouTube, and its backing track Steve Vai's Style, Dreamy E Lydian /A Lydian Mode. So yeah, thank you, Joe, for sending that my way, and for you guys hitting that thumbs up, getting us to 360 likes in order to be able to listen to that backing track and just have a go at playing over the top of it. And like I've said, I think I'm going to have a look at this. Yeah, so while I was playing along with this, I mean, if you are going to load up this, if you want to play Lydian mode, again, I'm not really kind of into scales and modes and playing kind of with the constraints within the confines of that. I tend to just kind of play notes that I think are going to go, and kind of melodies that I like the sound of. So yeah, if you look at this, there's a lot of information. It's got like 4 different fretboards, and then it shows you the Lydian scales, E major 7th, chord shapes, Lydian pentatonic concept, and it's got the different chord. I think as it changes chords, it then shows you all the different notes that you can do. So yeah, this is the problem sometimes. I'm not surprised people get confused, but just overly complicate playing lead guitar because they're given so much information. They go, how do I make sense of this? Whereas if you were to just play the backing track and then try and hum along to it, that's what, again, this is all what you're into and what you prefer to do, but in my opinion, that's what you should be doing. If you can hum along to something, then you can play your guitar. You don't need to know any modes and scales, just hum what you would do along to it if you were just listening to it as a song, because that's what we all do. And I think certainly I do it when I'm listening to a song that I know quite well. I still hum little melodies that aren't actually part of the song, but I do it anyway. And I think that's lots of people have the ability to extemporize, but they don't realize they do. So anyway, we are going to be calling things to a close, and I mean, we were up to date. Obviously, during the Phil Jam, it means that I've been away from that screen, being able to cancel it for PayPal. I'm trying to, hopefully that was the password. Talking and typing a password, especially a long password, at the same time is very difficult. So I think we were up to date with everything over on PayPal. And yes, Selena's the last one that's showing up here. So yeah, we will. For some reason I can't remember. There was something in the back of my mind. Somebody asked a question. I don't know whether it's part of a donation for this live stream or the last live stream. But if I miss any, I always address them in the next live stream anyway. So we will be moving on. Ghislaine says, thank you for everything you did tonight. So no problem. And Mavlock says, can you recommend an online course or video channel to the basic of music, notes, scales, types, etc.? I couldn't read all of that. But yeah, well, this is the thing that, the problem, the reason that I'm in the future going to be doing a guitar course is because I can't really recommend any guitar courses that teach like lead guitar the way that I teach lead guitar, to my students in the past, but yet the way that it is focusing on melody and sound rather than scales, because as soon as you start to repeat a scale, you're literally repeating a scale. You're not coming up with that melody yourself. You're just what I call playing parrot fashion, which is I say, right, those are the notes that you're allowed to play in this key or over this particular chord. So then you're stuck with those. So they think, well, what do I do with that? What do you do with that information? You've got to engage the creative side of your brain in order to do something with it. And when you learn things technically and scales and modes, you're always engaging the technical side of your brain that can't do things creatively because they're two separate parts. So yeah, I always teach forgetting about that technical side, and you can learn it if you want to. You can learn the theory, but when you come to play, you want to be doing what all the great guitarists do and great lead guitarists do, which is focus on the creative part of the brain, so that you don't have to think about, oh, what's the chord, where do I go, what are the scales I need. You hear the sound and you play the sound that you've got going on in your head or whatever you're humming along, but through your guitar. So yeah, so that's what I will be teaching on my course in the future. at some point, but it's just having the time to put it all together. But I am aiming to do that sooner rather than later. As always, you guys over on Patreon, I'll keep you in the loop as to what I'm doing and probably give you some screenshots of the course when I start filming it. So yeah, that'll be something that'll be available in the future. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This is the end of the live stream now, and I'm going to be here with another analysis video tomorrow night. And I'll be live streaming again on Saturday night, of course, 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time. Always the same time and the same place. So I'll see you then if you are available. So, yes, thank you. And, oh, Kathy says, I want to shred without caring about the circular fifths. Yes, indeed. For those kind of who don't know what that is, circular fifths is, I think I have actually explained it on the live streams before because somebody was asking for me to explain it. But yeah, it's like a clock face, and you've got all of your keys, and it's good for knowing all of these sharps and flats in particular keys. But when it comes to actually creating music and playing, and especially this kind of thing, playing along to a backing track that you haven't heard before, all of that information is useless. Because if you're not looking, if you don't know what the key is, if you don't know what the changes are going to be, then you can't possibly work it out beforehand. You have to play creatively. So yeah, that's what these fill jams are all about at the end of every single live stream, if we hit that particular likes goal. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. As I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. I'll see you here tomorrow night with another video, but I'll see you on Saturday night again for another live stream. So have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys then. Rock!